If you're somebody that's new to the gig economy, to delivery world, then the terminology oversaturated might be something brand new that you're hearing and you don't understand the principle behind it. And if that's the case scenario, you've clicked on the right video. Because my name is Ash and I'm a gig worker or a delivery driver here in Montreal, Quebec. And currently I do work for Uber Eats, DoorDash, Skip the Dishes, and also previously I used to work for Instacart. And an oversaturated market really does make a big difference because it all comes down to value over time. Let's use the example buying a new car. You buy a new car, you take it off the lot, automatically you've depleted the value, right? Well, you drive it more and more, you use kilometers, etc., etc. Well, you deplete it even more and the value comes down. Well, an oversaturated market works a lot with value. A lot of us delivery drivers, and if you haven't seen it, we do complain a lot about the money we get paid from these companies. A lot of them, we're lucky nowadays to get $3 per order, but we've seen on previous videos and even videos that I have done that you can make less than $1 doing a delivery. Now that all has to contribute to oversaturated. If you are in an oversaturated market, that means your value is coming down. Because there's so many of us in one area that one, these companies don't have to pay us as much, but two, you're less likely to get an order because somebody else is going to get it before you. If I have to get a delivery for St. Hubert, but I'm 5 kilometers away from the St. Hubert, but somebody's right next to it, these gig apps are going to push it towards that driver, and unfortunately, I'm not going to make the money for that restaurant because it's so oversaturated that somebody was there before me. And this is how an oversaturated market can impact you as a delivery driver. Volume. It's not just the value that depletes over time with the more you get something. It's also based on the fact of the volume of the orders. You are less likely to make more money because you can't get as many orders because the volume has decreased. And the volume has decreased not because of the fact that you're not in a good market. It's because these gig companies allow everybody to get onto these applications. And when they allow everybody to get onto these applications, unfortunately speaking, there's too many of them in many concentrated areas that makes it hard for us to make money. So what ends up happening is delivery drivers have to drive around more and utilize more gas. And when you're utilizing more gas, you're actually making less money. And unfortunately speaking, these gig companies, a lot of them don't like to count our driving in between as any miles or kilometers done with them, so you get depleted even more out of financial cost. So if you are hearing the terminology that you are in an oversaturated market, do yourself a favor and go somewhere else. Because an oversaturated market means these companies can pay you less because they have too many drivers, and as well, your volume will be less. Now, a lot of people would think, well, if it's a high in demand area, why aren't they paying more? There's nothing saying that the area that you are in is high in demand, and I realize I'm using a lot of air quotes throughout this video, but anyways, it is to say the fact that there's just a lot of drivers there. So if there's a lot of drivers there, but the order volume is the exact same thing, if not less, you're not valuable. You're less value. So because of that, it is not a high in demand area. It's just that drivers are sitting around there knowing that there's more restaurants compared to any other type of suburban area. But regardless, your value does not mean anything because they already have drivers. Keep this in mind before you sign up for these gig companies, because oversaturated markets are definitely a huge principle and they make a difference on your paycheck when it comes to being a delivery driver.